Hi, fans of high quality entertainment. Today, I am going to rank 25 of my favorite live albums. I think I have about 40, 50 in total. So, some of the live albums that are not included in my top 25, these ones I never play. Animal Serenade, Lou Reed. I just rather listen to one of his studio albums. Black Sabbath, Past Lives. Great performances, but the sound quality is almost like bootleg quality. It's not very good. And Lou Reed Live, which is okay, but I prefer Rock and Roll Animal. And another Lou Reed. Uh, Perfect Night Live in London. I just rather listen to his studio albums. And the Plastic Ono Band Live Piece in Toronto 1969. I don't care for the Yoko Ono side of the album, but the first side with Blue Suede Shoes, Money, Dizzy Miss Lizzie, Your Blues, Cold Turkey, and Give Peace a Chance. They're pretty good performances. And then other very good live albums I'm just not including. Paul McCartney. Yes, Keys to Ascension. This is part live and part studio. The Beatles, BBC. I never really play these. Once again, I'd rather listen to the studio albums. Grand Funk Caught in the Act is good. Sparks, Live in Europe, Two Hands, One Mouth. It's just Ron and Russell, just keyboards and vocals. I saw this tour in 2013. Yeah, and it was excellent. But just to listen to the double CD, once again, I'd rather listen to the studio albums. Grand Funk Live Tour 1971 is good. Hey, Tina Turner, What You See Is What You Get is very good. Paul had a lot of live albums. Paul is Live is good. Yes songs. It's mainly the sound quality is why I don't listen to this. It's not very good. The performances are excellent, but it's just the sound quality kind of is a turnoff for me. The sensational Alex Harvey Band live is very good. Johnny Winter and live is excellent. Blue Oyster Cult. Extraterrestrial live is very good. So those didn't make my top 25. So number 25. This actually isn't an overall great live album, but it's very entertaining because Lou Reed does quite a bit of talking on it. Lou Reed Live, Take No Prisoners. He's kind of, I don't know, drunk or something else going on. And so he's kind of abusive towards the audience sometimes. And he doesn't even bother singing some of the songs. It's, like I said, and some of the music is good. And some of it, some of the songs are pretty well done, but overall it's more entertaining than anything. Number 24. If you like space rock, this Space Ritual by Hawkwind is superb. There we go. That's better. And this is with Lemmy on bass. So the early years of Hawkwind. Number 23, Procol Harum live with the concert with the Edmonton Symphony Orchestra. Of course, some of these live cuts are better than the studio versions, like especially with Conquistador, which is excellent, and Wailing Stories, A Salty Dog, In Hell 'Twas an I. Excellent. Number 22. This is a compilation of two albums. Absolutely Live, and then I think the other one was just called The Doors in Concert. Or maybe, well, I forget what it was called, but this is The Doors in Concert, which, like I said, includes Absolutely Live and one other live album that was released later on. Excellent sound quality, too. Number 21, which would probably rank higher in other people's list. I just haven't played this enough. But the couple of times I've played it, I've enjoyed it. But once again, I'd rather listen to the studio albums. Genesis, Seconds Out. Now, the live version of Supper's Ready with Phil Collins on vocals, Phil does an excellent job. Very impressive. Steve Hackett's guitar was kind of buried in the mix. It's one of the reasons, one of the many reasons he ended up leaving Genesis, but still, it's an excellent live album. Number 20, Lou Reed again with Rock and Roll Animal. The first song, Sweet Jane, has this great intro. It's a really long intro with guitar work by Dick Wagner and Steve Hunter. Yeah, and Rock and Roll, Lady Day, White Light, White Heat, and Heroin. Excellent live album. Number 19, Frank Zappa. He had there's more live albums, and some of them with him, it's like half studio, half live, or some songs are half studio and half live. But this one, Roxy and Elsewhere, is one of my favorites. Great double album. The musicianship is just so good. Number 18, the Rolling Stones, Get Your Yeah-Yeahs Out, with a killer version of Midnight Rambler. Once again, for a lot of these live albums, I'd rather listen to Sticky Fingers than this, but it is a great live album. Number 17 is a recent purchase, and it's a bootleg. And I'm not usually a fan of bootleg. I don't buy too many bootleg records. But this one I took a chance on. The sound quality is good. It's not great, but it's good. And the performance is excellent. Captain Beefheart, live in Vancouver, 1981. I believe this was with the magic band that was called the Tragic Band. Lesser known musicians in the band, but they were great on this recording. So, very impressive. Highly recommended if you're a Captain Beefheart fan. Number 16 is from my box set, so I just took up one of the 4 CDs. Ramones, It's Alive. Great energy in this. I actually enjoy this more than the studio versions for the most part. So highly recommended if you've never heard it and you like the Ramones. Ramones. Not the Ramones. Ramones. Number 15. Now this was not released for many, many years because the lead singer guitarist didn't think that they performed very well, but he was wrong. It's a great live album. It is Creedence Clearwater Revival, live at Woodstock. Number 14, once again, it's from a box set of all their studio albums and this one live album. Humble Pie, Rockin' the Fillmore, with, of course, Peter Frampton, Steve Marrowette. This was a double vinyl record, and it's just on one CD, and the sound quality is superb. Excellent. Oh, we're getting close to the top 10. My favorite David Bowie live album. I have other ones. David Live is a good one, but this one is my favorite. It's David Bowie Stage. With Heroes, What in the World, Be My Wife, The Gene Genie, Speed of Life, Breaking Glass, 5 Years, Station to Station, and so many others. Great performances. Number 12. This one I've had since, over 10 years. And I probably hadn't played it in like 9 years. And I played it a few nights ago, and I was just going to play the first couple of songs to check it out again. I ended up playing the whole the whole set, and I was really impressed. I think this is very underrated, and it is Led Zeppelin Celebration Day with Jason Bonham on drums. He did a superb job, of course. And this also comes with a Blu-ray, a film of it. And I tried watching the concert again, and it's just that the camera work is so god awful. It's like every 4 or 5 seconds, the shot changes. So I'd rather just listen to it. And what a way to go out. And number 11 almost made my top 10. I don't know how you say that the name of the store, so maybe I won't. But this is so good. If you're a fan of Paul McCartney and you haven't heard this, you need to. It includes, well, there's 21 tracks in total. Only Mama Knows, Dance Tonight, Sea Moon, Here Today, Blackbird, House of Wax, a very underrated track, Matchbox, Get Back, Hey Jude, I Saw Her Standing There, Lady Madonna, and many, many more. Excellent. And now for the top 10, which, I've done a top 10 probably in the recent past, but it changes. And, like Celebration Day, I never would have even thought of including in my ranking. But like I said, if you haven't listened to it in a while, you should, because it's really good. So number 10. And these are as good, if not better, than the studio versions. The name of this band is Talking Heads. And this covers 1977 to 1979 on disc 1 and 1980 to 1981 on disc number 2. Highly recommend it. Number 9. This is my go-to for Yes. Yes Songs is good, but the sound quality is not. But the sound quality of Yes shows is much, much better. And also even the songs I like more. The Gates of Delirium and Going for the One, Time and a Word, Wondrous Stories, Ritual from Tales from Topographic Oceans. Love it. Number 8. I have 2 other live albums by them. This is my favorite. If you love guitar, there's a lot of great guitar work on Blue Oyster Cult, On Your Feet or On Your Knees. Yeah, killer guitar work by Buck Darman. And this is on 1 CD, although it was originally on 2 vinyl records. Number 7, more Led Zeppelin, man. Yep, the soundtrack from the film. The song remains the same, and this is the expanded version. I think when it first came out, I was disappointed in it. But after a few listens, I got to really appreciate it. And there's some songs, like I like the live version of Rock and Roll on this more than the studio version. And even Stairway to Heaven, the live version on this, where Robert says, "Does anybody remember laughter?" Like, it's very, very good. So, yeah, love it. So these, like I said, for the most part, I usually play studio albums more than any live albums. But these 6 I love as much as any of their studio albums. Number 6, Frank Zappa with Captain Beefheart, Bongo Fury. Number 5, the expanded version of The Who, Live at Leeds. Yeah, so this starts with Heaven and Hell, and then I Can't Explain, Fortune Teller, Tattoo, Young Man Blues, Substitute, Happy Jack, I'm a Boy, A Quick One While He's Away, Summertime Blues, Shaken All Over, My Generation, Magic Bus. And then on disc 2, they do Tommy. I believe almost the full album of Tommy. Number 4, it's time for some more Paul McCartney with Wings. That's right, Wings Over America. Of course, this was a 3-record set, and it's a 2 CD. Love that gatefold. Yeah, what a great band. Well, he has a great band now, but back then with Denny Lane and Joe English and everybody else, excellent. The top 3. Are you as excited as I am? No? Oh. Number 3, Led Zeppelin again, How the West Was Won. Yeah, this is my favorite Led Zeppelin live album. Immigrant Song, Heartbreaker, Black Dog, Over the Hills and Far Away, Going to California, Dazed and Confused, Dancing Days, Moby Dick, Whole Lot of Love. Just great performances and great sound. Now, this is a band I'm happy to announce. Glenn Kellaway from The Basement is starting to get into a bit more the early years, because in the past he wasn't that much of a fan of Genesis with Peter Gabriel, but I think he's slowly becoming a fan. He loves Foxtrot, and I think he will love Genesis Live, my second favorite live album of all time. The only thing I don't like about it is, well, the album cover is from their performance of Supper's Ready, which isn't on this. And I wish this had been a double album. It's only a single, but the performances are great. Watcher of the Skies, Get 'Em Out by Friday, The Return of the Giant Hogweed, Musical Box, and a killer version of The Knife from Trespass. Probably one of my all-time favorite live songs, The Knife. But the whole album is fantastic. And number 1, as some of you probably already have guessed, it hasn't changed in over 50 years. It is. This was probably the very first live album I ever owned. Grand Funk Live album. And it is live. You know, some of these albums I've shown, they probably have overdubs on them, some studio trickery. This supposedly is a true raw live album. The sound quality is good, but it's not great. But it's the energy of the performances. And yeah, I've played this many, many, many times through the years. And I had the honor of interviewing Mark Farner, the guitarist and lead singer, a few months ago. If you haven't seen that interview, please check it out. But yep, my favorite live album of all time, still. And that's it. I would love your thoughts in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. Let me know what are some of your favorite live albums. Bye.